Think we got to turn this light on. Okay, we're in business. Happy New Year. Mic looks to be on. Can't tell you how many times I've started a stream with the microphone muted. Oh, I love making fun of myself for that. But hopefully you guys had a great New Year's. What did you do? Did you guys go to the bars, go to the clubs, stay at home, go to sleep before midnight like me? Like I fell asleep, I think, at 10 o'clock. Happy with that. Hashtag getting old. And we're going to talk about all the vehicles I'm most excited for, and likely you guys are very excited for coming here in 2022. And the Chiefs, my Kansas City Chiefs play at 1 o'clock, so I'm starting the stream a little bit early just to make sure I can watch the game at 1. So, also, I got this for Christmas from my wife's aunt. Dad jokes for 2022. So this is, I got a joke for every day of the year. So we're already 2 days in, right? Yeah, just make sure. 2 days in. So that means we get 2 jokes for you guys, the first and the second. What is Corn's favorite holiday? New Year's Day. Okay, the second one. I always make a New Year's resolution about Velcro. That way, at least one of my resolutions sticks. But all right, guys, dad jokes out of the way. I want to read real quick what you guys did for New Year's. I gotta find something in here. Hopefully, one of you guys did something entertaining. Doesn't look like anyone did anything entertaining, so I'm not the only one. I stayed in, and yeah, dad jokes are the best, says Leo. That's right. But we're going to start with this page, obviously what you see on your screen. And I asked my members, Leo being one of them, I asked the members, what do you want to see on the live stream? And Steve had quite a bit to say here. So we're going to address Steve, and then we'll get into the vehicles I'm looking forward to. He's curious about my thoughts on transition away from gas and how people will react. Well, I don't think that many people are going to be transitioning from gas anytime in the near future. I think hybrids are going to make a big growth still. And then 5 to 10 years from now, people will start going to electric. I feel like just in America, there are too many compromises. So many people don't have a house where they can charge. So that automatically rules out those people unless they really want to inconvenience themselves. And the charging networks are few and far between. And even then, good luck charging quickly. You can't charge your car fast. I don't care. Unless it's 5 minutes of charging, it's still inconveniencing people compared to gas vehicles. Now, there is less maintenance on them, of course, but we also don't know long-term reliability on some of these new EVs and their manufacturers' battery packs. That's a concern for me. Toyota is not with their BZ4X, which I'm not the biggest. That's not a vehicle I'm excited for this year. But what I am excited for is them bringing a reliable battery pack, and them focusing so much, saying having 90% battery health after 10 years and over 75% battery health over 1,000 or 1 million kilometers or 660,000 miles and still be 75% battery left. So that's just insane. I don't see any other manufacturers talking about battery longevity. They're all focusing on specs, which there's nothing wrong with that because electric cars can be very fast. But anyways, yeah. What about the gas tax? How will that be replaced? Yeah, we're going to get taxed in more ways than one, and we can't escape it. So I try not to think about taxes as much as possible. Reading Chad, thanks for your channel. I know more about Japanese and Korean market than I ever knew before. Maybe cover Japanese motorcycle news. I probably would start a separate channel talking about Japanese motorcycle news, to be honest, if I were to go that route. And I had some downtime today, and I was thinking, I have thought about starting a second channel for like a year now, off and on. I just haven't settled on what that topic would be, and Japanese motorcycles would definitely get me really, really excited. But let's keep going. Happy New Year. All right. So I have a long list of cars that I'm excited for from the Japanese and Korean manufacturers, but I'm going to actually start this list of cars I'm excited for talking about the cars that aren't Japanese or Korean cars that I'm actually excited for. You guys have to realize I like all cars. I just talk about the Japanese, Korean ones on the channel and cover them. And that's my specialty. And I typically enjoy them more than the non-Japanese and Korean cars. But I'm still really excited for a few vehicles coming out this year. F-150 Lightning, who, I mean, anyone in the truck industry knows that this thing, let me resize, hold on. Let me resize this. Anyone in the truck industry knows that this is going to be a huge deal. Now, the problem is with this vehicle is that Ford will not be able to make enough of them. They are saying like 20,000 in the first year, and then by 2024 they'll be making 80,000 per year. I mean, those are ballpark numbers for sure. So they're already dealers price gouging F-150 Lightnings. They're not out yet. They'll be coming out in the coming months, I believe, but they're price gouging them at least $10,000 over MSRP to $30,000 over MSRP. It's absolutely nuts. So F-150 Lightning, I think I have some B-roll for you guys. You guys want to see some B-roll of it? What do you guys think of the F-150 Lightning? Do you wish, there was a Tundra like the F-150 Lightning? I mean, the Japanese don't have that many trucks, at least here in America, right? If you saw my video this week on it, you would know what I'm talking about. Nissan Titan, I don't think is going to be around much longer, so I don't think they would electrify, even though Nissan is a little bit more aggressive with electrification. Oh my gosh. So guys, by the way, thank you guys for carving time out of your day to come hang out with me. So thank you guys so much for coming out. I see you guys chatting away in the chat. So yeah, F-150 with a 30,000 markup. Now, in theory, if there's no markup, the base model has 426 horsepower and 775 pound-feet of torque and a decent 230 miles. Look, know what else has 230 miles? The all-wheel drive BZ4X. So, right? Now, the thing is the markups. No one knows how much you're actually going to have to pay for this vehicle. At least 10K over, right? Now, it's all-wheel drive standard, and if you want the bigger battery pack, which gets you 300 miles of range, it's 563 horsepower, and Ford is claiming like mid-4s, 0 to 60. Just insane. So, I mean, I know Rivian won't be able to produce at volume for a while. The Cybertruck has continually been delayed, and Ford is beating Tesla to the market with their electric pickup truck. Like I said, volume's going to be a thing, and then as well as, yeah, the chip supply issues. 2022 is going to be another rough year for buying new cars because there's still going to be the chip supply probably throughout the entire year. At least maybe not as bad as it was, but it's still going to be there. So anyways, next vehicle I'm excited for, other than the F-150 for non-Japanese and Korean cars, is this bad boy, the Z06 Corvette. I'm actually not a big fan of the new Corvette. Not because it's mid-engine, just because, I don't know, the styling to me looks cheap. And maybe it's because I'm spoiled here in South Florida. I see these mid-engine Corvettes all the time. Like every single day I probably see, if I'm out just leaving my neighborhood, I see a handful of them, no joke. I don't think they look that great. I think, especially if you look close, they look a little bit cheap. And I understand that they come in at a cheaper price point in theory without dealer markups, right? But yeah, I see NSXs on a bi-weekly basis. I see Ferraris, Lamborghinis on a daily basis. And yeah, I know those are mid-engine cars. They cost a lot more than the Corvette, but when you get close to them, they don't look cheap. So anyways, that's just, but I'm excited for the Z06 because the V8 is going to be amazing in it. Yes, 8,600 RPM. That's insane. This thing almost sounds like an LFA. right? Isn't that crazy? It sounds a little bit like an LFA. Not quite as menacing or as high screaming, but damn. You can get a mid-engine Corvette that sounds amazing. And yeah, 670 horsepower, no big deal. So this to me is the, oh yeah, it just sounds great. Is really, really exciting. Even though, like I said, I'm not the biggest fan of the styling of the Corvette, this engine for me is the exciting part of it. And you can get carbon fiber wheels on this vehicle. I have no idea how much that would cost you, but probably $150K at that point once you deck it all out with carbon fiber and the carbon ceramic brakes. So yeah, it would be nice to have an LFA to compete against this, but it is what it is. But I'm glad Chevy is making a really good Corvette here. Good morning, Sykes Pop. Good to see you. Holy cow. I haven't even made it to the Japanese and Korean cars yet. And I got to be done by 1 o'clock because the Chiefs are playing. It's probably unlikely that I'm going to make it to the start of the game. So yeah, I'm excited for the Corvette, the 5.5 liter screaming V8, naturally aspirated, right? To me, this is the closest thing on the market to like the LFA, how the LFA was. Right, that raw nature, no forced induction, no electrification, just amazing. Anyways, yeah, this is the closest thing I think we have to the LFA. It doesn't cost $400,000 new; it's going to cost $150,000. So it's a screaming deal in comparison. All right, Polestar 3. Now I do talk about Volvo from time to time on the channel. I'm actually pretty excited about the Polestar 3. And if the interior looks like this, holy cow. It probably won't look that much different. It would be nice to have an additional seat, though. It's going to be on the same platform as the new fully electric XC90 that's going to be built in South Carolina. I believe that's where their plant is. Now, yeah, this is probably really close to what it's going to look like. We don't have actual images other than this camouflage one they've given us. Now, the crazy thing about Polestar, it's the super high performance division essentially of Volvo, and they're developing motors specifically for Volvo, not to be used in any other Geely brand. And this P10 motor is going to have 637 horsepower in the rear wheel drive variant. That's one motor. Dual motor, you don't double the horsepower because of, I don't know, safety, I'm guessing. But dual motor is 871 horsepower all-wheel drive. Ridiculous. Now they're putting a 2-speed gearbox in here, transmission, dual clutch. So that should also help the efficiency and acceleration. And the P10 motors that they're developing for the upcoming Polestar vehicles are 1.5 times stronger than the motors in the Porsche Taycan. Insane. So yeah, Polestar. Polestar also has extremely lofty goals. They're planning to sell like 250,000 vehicles by 2025. I think is what it is. There's no way they're doing that. There's no way. And they want to be bigger than Porsche essentially. So, do you guys think Polestar has the ability to outgrow Porsche? If they're priced the same, I don't think so. I don't think they have a snowball's chance. So, all right, those are the only vehicles that, well, there are probably more vehicles that I'm excited for that are not Japanese and Korean, but those are the ones I'm just going to mention before I get into the nitty gritty here. We're going to start with Lexus. I'll pull up some B-roll for you guys so you have something to chew on. So there we go. Here's RX. RX is getting redesigned by the end of the year. And I'm not the most excited for it, to be honest, but it is their best-selling vehicle. And probably what I'm most excited about is what is the 550h. This is a hybrid powertrain we don't know anything about. We know it's trademarked for the Lexus RX, but the rest of the powertrains are going to be just ported over from the NX that just came out. which is a really, really good vehicle. And yeah, it's just going to be a bigger NX, but it's going to have that exclusive 550h powertrain. So what are you guys excited for? A plug-in hybrid RX, or would you just get a plug-in hybrid NX that has the same powertrain? The new 350h will be good. And gone is the V6. Like 99% sure the V6 is gone from the standard RX 350, replaced with the 2.4 liter turbo. And yeah, I know a lot of people, when I was selling for Lexus, there's so many people out there that don't want anything other than a V6 or a V8. And they don't want hybrids either. So yeah, V6 is probably gone, and rest in peace, 2GR. Rest in peace. Next vehicle I am excited for, though, is the intro screen vehicle. Weird. That if you guys were here for, is the LX. So the LX, man, I will be driving it soon. I can't share too much, but just stay tuned for the channel. I will be driving it, giving you guys my impressions on the new LX 600. I can't wait. What you're seeing right now is the new F Sport model. I don't like the grille on the F Sport. I don't think F Sport is necessary on the LX at all. What do you guys think? Are you happy that there's an F Sport model? I'm happy that there's an ultra luxury version now, a 4-seater. I'm just happy we have a new LX. Simple as that. And I'm just, we don't get the Land Cruiser, so I'm excited to drive the new Land Cruiser essentially in the Lexus trimmings. So very, very pumped for the LX 600. Lexus TX is not on this list because it should be coming out by the end of 2023, I believe. Or 2024. I believe that the Grand Highlander will come out a year before the TX. So, I mean, the Grand Highlander could come out maybe by the end of 2022, but I doubt it. It's probably end of 2023. So TX is probably end of 2024. Meanwhile, the MDX is going to be just steel, and the QX60, which I've heard is pretty good. It's just a little bit more luxury ride instead of a sporty ride like the MDX. Those things are just going to be gobbling up sales for 3-row luxury crossovers in the meantime. That's for dang sure. Yeah. New GX will probably be 2024 or 2025. No, yeah, I think the GX is further away than 2 years, unfortunately. Not liking how the LX looks so much like the NX from the rear. Kind of disappointing. Doesn't have the same flair as the LS and LC. Yeah, but there's only so much they can do with it because it's a Land Cruiser underneath, right? So they can't make it look too much different from a Land Cruiser, where the LC and the LS are ground up designs on a unique platform. Happy New Year, Will. Happy New Year. New 4Runner. I don't think that we'll get a new 4Runner for another 2 or 3 years. Yeah, I don't think it's going to come out by the end of this year. Probably end of next year, for lucky. Romero says, I don't know, Kirk. Still think the GX may come out next year. Keeping my hopes up. Do not keep your hopes up. Don't keep them up. The Japanese manufacturers, you got to realize you got to keep your hopes as low as possible. They're not here to blow our socks off. They're here to give us steady vehicles, reliable vehicles. They're not here for, yeah. So I learned my lesson a long time ago, overhyping Lexus vehicles and other Toyota, other Japanese cars in general. Do not get your hopes up. And that's why I should probably change gears here. There's also the RZ coming out. Before I need to stay on track because we'll talk about the Integra later because that's on my list of vehicles I'm excited for. But I got my hopes up very low for the Integra. So hopes were not high, and I was pleasantly surprised with the Integra. So yeah. Anyways, RZ Lexus, the last Lexus vehicle. This is a big year for Lexus. The NX will be in full swing production, and it could be produced in Canada as well for the first time by the end of 2022. That's a big deal. The Lexus RX redesign, LX redesign, and RZ all new vehicle. And the RZ we don't know much about. I mean, it could be 300 horsepower. It'll be conservative, right? That's the Lexus way. But it'll have around 300 horsepower, 0 to 60 around 5.5 seconds. Not groundbreaking at all, but it'll be groundbreaking for the fact that it's a Lexus electric vehicle. And if they keep the price down, you know, I'm excited for it. I think it looks pretty good, the RZ. New Prado, it's not going to come out probably till like end of 2023. Maybe even later. Therefore, the GX is probably well after that as well. Gosh, you guys love spamming. New RCF? No, there's not going to be a new RC, LC. And the fact that we know. And the reason is, let me pull up the image real quick. Because of Lexus's electric vision and conversion. Did I not? No, here it is. Here we go. So real quick, guys, if you're asking about future Lexuses, I don't know after this current LX if there's going to be another one or if it'll be fully electric. It's really weird. But the Lexus will be fully electric by 2030. And there is no direct LC vehicle on this lineup. So essentially they're taking this vehicle right here and they're giving you 3 different flavors. Here's a cross-country version that's a little bit hopped up, a little bit more cladding over the wheel arches. Here's the sedan, or should I say hatchback. Yeah, Alexis Hatchback. I'm super excited for it. This will be coming out by 2030. And then this will replace the RC and the LC. That's what I'm guessing. I don't think there's, other than this LFA successor, there will be no straight coupes in the Lexus lineup. LC, RC will be gone in the way that we know them. Here's a new IS. Here's the RZ that's coming out this year. Pretty excited, stoked for that. I will give you guys driving impressions of it, of course. And then here are all their, what I'm guessing is plug-in hybrids. This is the new TX. First time we saw the TX. Hopefully they give us an ES plug-in hybrid. That'd be pretty cool. But I'm not expecting any of these vehicles in the back here to be fully electric versions. That's what this platform right here is for. So we need to switch gears because we got a lot of other vehicles going from Lexus to Toyota. This is not in any specific order. I'm not like more excited for Lexus and Toyota and Kia, for example. But Toyota has a few products coming out. New Prius by the end of the year. It's supposed to be more powerful, almost like a mini RAV4 Prime. It's plug-in hybrid, so that will be pretty cool. If you guys don't know, my wife has a 2012 Prius. Thing still gets like 50 miles a gallon. Love it. Sequoia, we'll be getting a new Sequoia based off the Tundra, and that thing is going to be amazing. Really excited. Who knows? Maybe I'll get one for the family. But sliding doors are hard to give up, you know. Minivan life. And then the GR Corolla. That's what some of you guys are. Yes, I'm super excited for the GR Corolla. Should pull up some images of it for you guys. The GR Corolla, we now got our first look at it. So let me pull it up. I may have not saved the image. That would totally be me of me to not save it. Oh, here we go. It's not where it should be. But yeah, here's a picture of it. I need to make sure I have that for future use. So let me put it in my Corolla folder. There we go. GR Corolla, here it is. We now know it's going to have like the same front end as the normal Corolla. And that's the big talking point. People have been a little frustrated that they're hoping for a more a front end like this, which it's not going to be this, unfortunately, which is kind of like a GR Yaris front end. It's not going to have that. So I hate to burst your guys' bubble, but it's going to look, and the reason is more than likely is that this is not a homologation car for rally racing. This is, they're dropping the GR Yaris's powertrain underneath the existing Corolla. So I don't think it's going to look that much different from a normal Corolla hatchback. And that should help also keep costs down. So where's the scan? Is this the scan? No, this is the scan. So this scan came from Best Car Web, I think Best Car Magazine, and from Japan. And look, this looks incredible. If it looked like this, God bless it. But I think it's obviously going to be a little bit more tamed down than that. So it is what it is. Keep your expectations low, guy. Then that way you're never disappointed when it comes to these cars. Kevin Lee throwing me some Canadian dollars, 29 or 28 bucks. Thank you so much. You are amazing, Kevin. Oh, am I butchering your name? It's Kelvin. Holy smokes. I apologize. Man, I made myself look really dumb there. Kelvin, thank you so much. Appreciate it. I need to increase my font. Should see how small my font. I'm looking at the chat. It's pretty small. Maybe I'm getting old. I don't know. There's no excuses. It's me just dropping the ball. Thanks so much, man. Happy New Year to all of you guys. Wish I could just spread that 28 Canadian dollars to the people in the chat. Wish I could do that. Thank you so much. Any new updates on ICE Mustang? I don't know anything about Mustangs. I don't cover American cars very often. GS was cool. GSF was really cool. Oh, the V6 hybrid was amazing. Yep. All right, we need to keep moving. So rounding up, Toyota GR Corolla is coming out this year. Sequoia is coming out this year. Effectively, you could say the Tundra hybrids are coming out this year because they haven't hit the market yet. New Prius is coming out this year. Automotive Press, David. What? You don't need to do this, bro. Well, now I gotta give your channel a big shout out. Automotive Press. All right, here we go. If you guys don't know David Chow, he's a legend. I probably talked to David Chow on the phone more than my own wife. So, but we're always talking about Japanese cars, YouTuber stuff. But yeah, thanks so much, David. Happy New Year. Can't wait to talk about the GR Corolla in our next collab. Yeah, we're going to be collabing soon. One of the things we talked about possibly doing is collaborating for the Tokyo Auto Salon, covering the new vehicles coming out there, and GR Corolla could be one of those vehicles. David's YouTube channel, guys, subscribe to him. He knows a lot more about cars than I do. So we have very similar, I guess, topics and passion for the same sort of vehicles on our channels. And yeah, make sure you're subscribed, hit the bell icon for his channel because his stuff's excellent. So appreciate it, man. All right, let's see what else you guys are saying. But I need to get back into the list of the cars I'm excited for. Otherwise, I'm going to miss the entire Chiefs game. Lexus V8 twin turbo. David and I have both agreed that it's like very, very small chance of ever coming out the twin turbo V8. Very, very small chance. Like, yes, I'll just leave it at that. Do you think the Corolla will be a modern take on a Celica all-track? Kind of, but it'll have 4 doors, you know, and a hat, you know. I don't think this did the Celicas the early Celicas, right, had 4 doors, didn't they? I don't know my really old Toyotas. That's something I could get better at. All right, Roger, I have a plug-in Prius. It's brilliant. 60 miles per gallon daily. Yeah, is it the Prius Prime or is it the first generation plug-in Prius? So those are hard to find. Do you think the new Prius will change its design to an SUV? Nope. You got to remember it's not for the American market. It doesn't sell that well in America compared to Japan. So Japan is its number one focus, and it'll stick to its odd, quirky hatchback egg-like design forever and ever. Kirk, would you take a GR Corolla over the next Civic Type R? I would, and that's let's switch gears. Civic Type R is coming out this year. That's only a Honda I'm excited for. I'm super pumped about it. Hey, look, it's probably just going to be a... Well, let's pull up the pictures. Let's pull up the pictures. That way you guys have it fresh in your memory. Oh, yeah. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. So, yeah, Civic Type R, is this going to be a... What I'm... Again, hopes as low as possible. They're just going to put the same 2-liter turbo in there, around 300 horsepower, maybe tune it a little bit different. Maybe we get 315 horsepower. Not getting my hopes up. Not getting my hopes up too high for anything different than the current Civic Type R. Amazing 6-speed manual. What else? I mean, what else? Yeah, it's not going to be all-wheel drive. It's not going to be a hybrid. So in Honda's lineup, they only have so many engines to play with, and they're just going to use a 2-liter again. 2-liter turbo. Nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it. But I am excited more for the GR Corolla because we know less about it. And it'll be all-wheel drive, and it's a little taste of the forbidden fruit that is the GR Yaris. So that's what I'm excited about it. And I'm pretty sure the Civic Type R will be produced here in America for the first time. It was produced in England previously, but that plant shut down. So, you know, the Japanese spirit that I don't have, but, you know, it's built into the GR Corolla and the Motomachi plant in Japan. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It's not really a good reason, but for some people it is. They'll only buy Japanese built cars. All right. So yes, Honda, one vehicle I'm excited for. I'm not excited for the Trail Sport. It doesn't do anything for me. Excited for this bad boy right here. Oh, it's going to be amazing. Can't wait to drive it. Guys, definitely stay tuned. I will be driving the Civic Type R this year. I will be driving the GR Corolla. So stay tuned for that. Subaru Sti. There's only one Subaru I'm excited for this year, and this is the Sti. Look, we don't really know that much about it, to be honest. Let me pull up some Subaru pictures for you. I was pretty let down with the WRX, and that was with keeping my expectations extremely low. And I was still let down by it because they put they gave it 0.4 liters of displacement increase, and they didn't increase the horsepower. So there it is. Okay, let's get some WRX stuff going for you guys. But yeah, the STI will be coming out. Don't expect it to look that much different from the WRX, and it's only Subaru I'm excited for. I don't know what else to say about it. It'll have the 2.4 liter. It'll be tuned completely different, but probably bigger turbos. I don't know. And it'll have well over 300 horse, assuming. So I've heard stories that 2.4 liter can easily be modded to 400 horse. Would they do that in the STI? I have no idea. So it'll be fun. It'll be fun. That's all I'll say. Come on, guys, hit the like button. It'll help Kirk's channel. I appreciate that. Appreciate all you guys as being here. Do you think there will be a Camry Prime? I do not. I don't think there will be. But again, I keep my expectations low. And if a Camry Prime arrives, the thing is they don't have the battery packs for it. And it won't be until they get their battery plant up and running, the one that's being built. Gosh, where is it being built again? Is that South Carolina? No, that's North Carolina. Being built, I'm pretty sure it's North Carolina, the battery plant. Until they can start mass producing batteries out of there, a lot of the vehicles here stateside are not going to have plug-in hybrids. That's just how I see it. So, yep, you'll see more plug-in hybrids in the Lexus lineup than you do in the Toyota hybrid lineup. In theory. Okay, we need to keep moving. Yeah, I'm excited for the STI. What do you guys think? What do you think? What do you think? WRX runs 87 octane. That's why I didn't gain power. Okay, well, are you saying that the last WRX was rated on not 87 octane? It was rated at a higher octane? Even then, still 0.4 displacement, and it's like the same power. I don't know. And torque. That's typically when you go up in displacement, you definitely get more torque. All right, I need to keep moving. Need to keep moving, guys. Need to keep moving. All right, next vehicle that I'm excited for, and let's get the Koreans involved. And there's not a lot coming out for the Koreans this year that I'm excited for. There's a new Sportage, which I think looks a lot better than the Hyundai Tucson. So Kia's new Sportage coming out. Not that excited for it, but it's good. It'll have a plug-in hybrid powertrain for the first time ever. So that's pretty exciting. But what I am excited for the Koreans are their electric cars, the Kia EV6 and the Ionic 5. Let's pull up the EV6. Pull up the EV6. I think I got some B-roll of it. There you go. Yeah, it's gonna be. I mean, there's a GT version with over 500 horse. So, like, look at this thing, 576 horsepower. It's stupid. I still can't get over that. Still can't get over that. Kia has a crossover that's 576 horsepower. Should be coming out, excuse me, either late this year. I think that late this year, early next year. So I'm pretty damn excited for the EV6. I think it looks better than the Ionic 5. Ionic 5, I like the general idea and concept and general styling, but there's some things about the Ionic 5, like the styling, that just it doesn't sit well with me. I think it's over stylized, like pretty much all the other Hyundai products as well. They just put too much lines and unnecessary detail that kind of muddies the look of it. So that's just me. Some people prefer it, but everyone's different. What's my take on VinFast selling cars in the US? Good luck. It's not an easy market to break into. VinFast, if I remember correctly, I don't know much about them. I believe they're the Korean automaker. Vietnamese automaker. I was just talking about Korean cars. That's why I said that. So yeah, there they are. VinFast right here. They make cars. So as well as other things. They're like the Hyundai of Vietnam. So yeah. I mean, I don't know anything about them other than they're Vietnamese. So I wish them luck. Wish them luck. Let's see here. Again, shameless plug for David's channel. I still have his tab up. You missed the 6-cylinder from Subaru. Yeah. All right, we need to keep moving. Kia EV6, hyped for. Next vehicle on the list comes from Mazda. And it should be entering production this month. And it's this guy right here. This is the Mazda CX-50. Man, it was fun covering the hype and the mystery of the CX-50. Mazda, we didn't know anything about this vehicle other than it be produced at the Toyota Mazda plant in Alabama, and that there would be variants of it that has Toyota powertrain. We still don't know much about that Toyota powertrain, but come on, it's going to be the 2.5 liter, 219 horsepower that we see in the RAV4 hybrid. It's got to be. It's got to be. Unless for compliance reasons they need a plug-in hybrid, but they don't. No, that's not going to happen. There's zero. The more I think about it, there's zero chance of it being a plug-in hybrid. But you'll be able to get this in the 2.5 liter naturally aspirated Mazda's Skyactiv G, and then you also get the Skyactiv G Turbo, 250 horsepower, over 300 pound-feet of torque. So standard all-wheel drive as well. That's a Mazda thing going forward on their crossovers. So I'm really excited for it. I think the looks are incredible. I tried to say it in a different language. It failed. Increíble. I think I said it better there. Oh, gosh. Uh, yeah, it looks great. Looks really, really good. So not really surprised. All right. VinFast exec just quit or was fired recently. Interesting. Yes, the Ionic 6 is coming out. I guess I am excited for that. I am a little bit excited for the Ionic 6. It's based off of the Hyundai Prophecy concept. Hyundai Ionic. This guy. This thing is a cool looking car. I like the minimal lines of this. This is like a night and day difference compared to how the Ionic 5 looks and is designed. I like these smooth, rounded, mysterious looks of this prophecy concept. So if it comes out looking pretty close to this, it's pretty cool. Okay, keep moving. Keep moving. Acura. Oh, yes. I will be driving the MDX Type S very soon. I'll give you guys hands-on coverage of that. They just trademarked ADX, which is probably going to be a small crossover. In the video, I said it's either going to be a small crossover like the CDX is in Japan. Oh, sorry, in China. They don't have the CDX in Japan. Or it's going to be their electric vehicle based off the Cadillac Lyriq. And so since we have nothing on the new HRV, which the ADX would be based off of, I didn't talk much about that. I talked more about the electric vehicle, which you know a lot about because of the Cadillac Lyriq. But anyways, that's not what I'm excited for. Well, kind of, but not really. I'm excited for the Integra, guys. Let's get some B-roll going. I'm excited for the Integra. I just drove the Civic Si. I loved the vehicle. And this will be a nicer interior Civic Si, and there's nothing wrong with it. The 1.5 liter turbo is a fun little engine. It can dig out of low RPMs. It was quite fun to drive the Si through the mountains in California. Still has a rev hang, which I don't think there's absolutely anything Honda is going to do to eliminate that rev hang in the Integra versus the Si. Apparently, it can be mitigated just a little bit through tuning, like the Hondata application and tuning tools you can do to it. So, yeah, I mean, it provides a great place for modification, the base Integra, the 1.5. And then we'll have a Type S, which I don't think we'll have any information on Integra Type S this year at all. But it'll more than likely be just a modified and nicer version of the Civic Type R. There's nothing wrong with that either. Guys, nothing wrong with that. So, and I like well, here's the thing. I like the looks of the Integra. Some people don't. Okay, it is what it is. I think the back end looks pretty badass. The front end, the front bumper has like the flying little wings on this side in the corners. I don't know how I feel about it. Does it look like any other Acura? Yeah, but I think Acura's already looked pretty good, so that doesn't bother me. So, yeah, I'm just going to pause this. Yeah, right here. I don't like how the bottom grill flows all the way into this air slit. Or is that a fog light? I can't even tell. Is that a fog light there on the side? No, I think it's just a slit, right? Oh, it is a fog light. There we go. But the fog light isn't there. It's inside there. Interesting. Okay. So that's how they tied the fog lights in there, is with that wing. All right. I guess it's somewhat functional. I get it a little bit more now because the fog lights are in there, but you don't need fog lights on it. Who uses fog lights? Anyways, Acura is the Japanese BMW, kind of. You know, Infiniti kind of used to be that, but Infinity's just completely irrelevant now. And Infiniti is not on my list for excited cars for 2022. They're refreshing the CX50, maybe? Did I say CX? Gosh, QX. This is what happens when you talk. I've been talking for about 45 minutes straight, and about different manufacturers, you get all the names mixed up. That's why I called VinFast Korean, but I meant Vietnamese. Like I was picturing the country of Vietnam, and I said Korean. And anyways, where am I going with this? Infiniti QX50 is getting a refresh. Yeah, Infiniti. I don't even want to talk about Infiniti, man. I'm so upset about Infiniti. All right. Next up on the list, I'm going to turn the fan on, guys. It's pretty hot in here, so hold the phone. Am I excited about the G90? Yeah. Am I excited about the Nero? Yeah. Nah, not really. I mean, look, the Nero is exactly the same as the old one. It just looks a lot better. So I'm excited that it looks better, but I'm not excited for the vehicle. Then the G90, it looks pretty cool. It looks amazing. It's very stately, but I don't really get too excited for huge boat-like sedans. That's not my thing. So Aaron Brown's asked about the Lexus V8 twin turbo. It's not going to happen. Greg Gusta, make a video on Asian cars available without a CVT. Oh, that would be a hard video to make. Be a hard one. Infiniti has been going downhill ever since Carlos Ghosn took over. Carlos Ghosn, I think that's how you say it. Ghosn. Are Hyundai N-Cars only affordable cars with DCT trannies? I don't know. They're probably. It's cold here in California. Must be nice. Yeah, I was watching the Rose Bowl parade or the Rose Parade yesterday. It looked pretty cold over there, Pasadena. Yes, it's very nice here. You want to know the temperature? The high today is 81 and the low is 70. The weather is out of control, amazing this time of year in Florida. What part of Florida do I recommend moving to? You're sick of the cold. Any part of Florida. I don't really recommend Central Florida, though. Like, Orlando's okay. There's plenty of stuff to do there. And you don't mind traffic. There's a lot of traffic there. I have a buddy that lives in Orlando. They love it there. But, like, what do I mean by Central Florida? Like, away from the coasts. So when you get away from the coast in Florida, it goes like redneck really quick. I mean, if you're a redneck, go for it. Or you don't mind rednecks, go for it. Like, you can get some really, really cheap properties the further away from the water you get in Florida. Anyways. All right, I got to keep moving, guys. Got to keep moving. So far on the list, just to recap, I covered a few vehicles not Japanese or Korean that I'm excited for. The F-150 Lightning, the new Z06 Corvette, and the Polestar 3. So far I've covered, for the brands I cover on the channel, the RX, LX, RZ, GR Corolla, Sequoia, new Sequoia coming out, new Prius coming out, Kia EV6, mainly the EV6, Ionic 5 a little bit, but mainly the EV6. Mazda CX-50, I'm excited for. The new Integra, I just finished talking about. The new Type R, Civic Type R, I should say. Subaru Sti, really excited for that because we don't know that much about it. But anyways, that's all I've gotten to so far. Just have a few more vehicles left. Mitsubishi, I had to throw Mitsubishi a bone here. Their new Outlander plug-in hybrid's coming out. It's supposed to have 40 to 50 miles of range. It's going to be more powerful. 3 rows of seats. I hear that third row is pretty much useless unless you're really, really small. So I'm thinking more like Lexus RX 350L sort of usefulness of the third row. Maybe a little bit more headroom though. But yeah, I'm excited for the new Outlander PHEV. It should give people who want a RAV4 Prime an alternative. Same thing with the what's the other vehicle coming out? The Kia. Oh my gosh, this is what happens when you talk too long. The Kia Sportage plug-in hybrids coming out should give people an alternative to the RAV4 Prime, which is, those things are hard to find and they're expensive. All right, so I'm excited for that. How many 3-row plug-in hybrids are there in the market? Is the Sorento? The Sorento? Maybe that's it, because I think the Sorento is the PHEV. All right. Anyways, my wife was trolling me earlier today. She's like, "What are you most excited for? A plug-in hybrid minivan?" I'm like, "There aren't any coming out this year." She's like, "I know. I'm messing with you." I'm like, "Oh." So that's what I would be most excited for, to be honest. If Honda or Kia with their new minivan, which they don't really call it. They don't call it a minivan. It's not the Sedona anymore. It's a Carnival. Anyways, there's no plug-in hybrids. Toyota is raking in the dollars with their normal hybrid Sienna, which is great. But I want a plug-in hybrid minivan. I'm not buying a Dodge, or should I say a Chrysler. You guys know I wouldn't do that. That's not what I cover on the channel. So, yeah. Anyways, no plug-in hybrid minivan for 2022. It's a kick in the pants for me. Anyways, let's see here. Let's talk about Nissan, guys. The Z. Let's get some delicious Z B-roll going. Oh, yeah. Nissan Z. I saw the Z when I was in Miami. Oh, okay. I saw the Z. Let me pull it up. Here we go. Look at this. Look at this. This is an exclusive event that I was invited to in Brickell. It's a little island outside of Miami. And that's where the Mandarin Oriental Hotel, if I remember right, that's where Nissan put me up. And yeah, pretty much free drinks and hanging out with the Z on the beach. Well, pretty much on the water. It was amazing. Anyways, can't wait for the Z. Twin turbo V6, 400 horsepower. 6-speed manual. Yeah, I think there's the shot of the manual. Can't wait. I want to drive it so bad. Anyways, that's one that actually, if I was ranking cars, the Z would be really high on the list. Everything I've spoken about, the Z is right up there. I'd say top 3. GR Corolla is probably top 3. The Z is probably top 3. And it goes down pretty quickly after that. Maybe the Type R is up there as well. But anyways, yeah, excited for the Z. And the Nissan Aria. So the Aria was supposed to come out late 2021 and it never did. It got pushed back an entire year, I believe, to late 2022. I was watching some football games this week, a lot of bowl games going on, and I saw a really cool Nissan Aria commercial. Go. So, I mean, look, the Aria is probably going to be an excellent vehicle. The problem with the Aria, though, is I have the EV spreadsheet behind me, is that it's pretty expensive. Now, that's just MSRP only. When you get dealers hopefully working with you and reducing the price as much as possible. Look, the Ionic EVs could be marked up. All these could be marked up. That's what dealers are doing right now. So it'll be interesting to see if the Aria will have a shot. Just looking at their MSRPs, they're all higher. Now, I'm not. This is just base MSRP. I'm not comparing like different tiers or trim levels. Other than this one, the only way you can get all-wheel drive on the Aria is you have to shell out the top trim for it. $60,000 is what it is, and that looks to be the same price like exactly the same price as a Model Y, but the Model Y doesn't get the tax credit. So I'm excited for the Aria. Just maybe more excited to see how well it won't sell. So, yep. Any thoughts on Metris vans? No, I don't have really a whole lot of thoughts on Metris vans. Yeah, so the problem with the Aria is that in America, it should be sold as an Infiniti. They should have badged it as an Infiniti. I know that changes the design of the vehicle, but when you're charging these prices for it, it should be an Infiniti, right? At least you're getting the badge. Now you're just driving a really expensive Nissan. And that's the thing I always felt, and I know it's heresy to some of you guys, I always felt like Nissan should have brought the GTR to America as an Infiniti like Honda did with the NSX and Acura. That's just me. Nissan reliability scares you. Yeah, the 3.0 twin turbo and the Q50, Q60, and the Z is a wonderful engine. Wonderful engine. The Z will not cost $35K. It'll be around $40K. So, yeah, $35K would be like. See, the 35K price is almost like Ford saying with the Lightning, "Oh yeah, you can get the new Lightning for the base model for around $40K, low 40s." It's like, well, dealers are putting a $10,000 minimum markup on it, so it's not a $40,000 truck. The Mach-E is $45K, but shouldn't be badged as a Lincoln. Yeah, well, they called it a Mustang. Very different. NSX was a failure either way. Yeah, it's sad. It's sad. Rest in peace, NSX. You're seeing so many photos of new owners of the IS500 on Reddit getting that at MSRP. Yep. And that's mainly because Lexus dealers are more human, I should say, than most non-luxury dealers. They typically don't mark things up very much. They want to take care of the customer as best as possible. And they're not some arrogant Ford dealership who will charge 15 to 30K over the MSRP on a Lightning. It's a different class of folks. So you should be able to get any Lexus from any dealership at MSRP or lower. If not, go to the other Lexus dealership in town or closest, because I guarantee you they will do business at MSRP. Just about all of them will. Lexus dealerships are very competitive. And they're very respectful of the customers as well. At least Mark agreed with me, saying that the Aria should have been an Infiniti. And there's one more vehicle. I don't know. Am I really that excited for it? I feel like I had to have Genesis on the list. The G90's coming out. Not that excited for it. The GV70 all-electric vehicle could come out by the end of the year, but I doubt it, at least here in the United States. Maybe it comes out in Korea. But the GV60, there it is. GV60, I don't know. The looks are kind of growing on me. I still don't know how I feel about this. It's totally unnecessary and messes up with the lines of the car. Again, the Koreans, man, they do so much right, and then they just do one thing that just makes me like sick to my stomach, and that is this. What is that? That looks anything but luxury. Am I wrong? Am I right or wrong? Like this to me, it looks something from on a Hyundai Accent or something. That sort of design cue. It has no place being on a Genesis luxury car. And the paint, whatever. This paint color is hideous. That's why I brought up this picture first. I think it looks pretty handsome from this angle. And we don't know exactly the specs, but guys, let's be real. It's going to be this right here. It'll have 320 horsepower and 446 pound-feet of torque, built on the same eGPU platform as the Ionic 5 EV6. So starting price, if this starts at 48, the Hyundai and Kia start at 48, then the Ionic will probably be at like 58 or 40 or 55, maybe a little bit less. Yeah, maybe around 55. So yeah, I want to get your guys' opinion. Oh man. Now, is Mazda transitioning to EVs? Yeah, no, not really. I think they said only like 20% of their lineup will be fully electric by 2030, or maybe even less. So they're besides Subaru, well, Subaru has their first electric car thanks to Toyota. Otherwise, Subaru would not have an electric car. So Subaru is just kind of getting pulled into EVs. Mazda, even though Toyota owns like 4% of them or something, they don't share hardly anything with Toyotas. So Mazda is going to be like one of the last Japanese manufacturers to transition to EVs. They're a smaller company. They still believe in their Skyactiv tech. So we'll see if it benefits them. I know there's a ton of people. I know there's a lot of you guys that would be interested in inline six rear-wheel drive, like a Mazda 6, right? But I think that is that it? Genesis GV60 rounding it out. I did finish before 1, so I'll be able to watch my Chiefs game. Thank you to everyone who came out. Thanks to Automotive Press and Kelvin Lee for giving me some holiday money. Thank you so much. I'll take the girls, meaning my daughters and my wife, out. I'll take them out and we'll have dinner on you guys. Thank you so much. It's very kind of you. Maybe some donuts. They love Dunkin' Donuts, man. They love that Dunkin' life. Salty Biatch with a lollipop says, I'm buying a new vehicle this year. It's between a GX and Infiniti QX80. We should hurry up and redesign both. Yeah, you're telling me. I really like the QX80. I think it's a bargain compared to the Lexus LX, and it's built really, really well. But yeah, Leo, thanks for coming out. Thanks for moderating. Thanks for all the support as well this year, as well as all the members and subscribers. You guys kick butt. Yeah, thanks, David. Yeah, I see you. Best wishes for 2022 for you as well and your channel. Yeah, like I think I first started talking to David when he had like 10,000 subscribers. I think you're like over 30,000. Tripled up. You're probably gonna hit like 100,000 in 2022. Crazy. Yeah, it's nuts. But anyways, it's amazing. Good afternoon, Sykes-a-Pop. Yes, good afternoon. But I think I'm done. Any last questions, guys? Last questions. I got like 5 minutes before football starts. Are they redesigning the RAV4 Prime? It should get the small refresh that the 2022 RAV4s are getting. I don't know when that would be in effect, though. You know, I don't know when that switchover in Japan would happen. Not quite sure, but it should. But it's not going to get a redesign. It's just like a headlight refresh. So it's nothing crazy. The QX80 has low sales. That's why the QX80 does not have a new gen right now. Well, it's also based off of the Nissan Patrol, which sells pretty well in certain countries. So a Redesign Fortuner. When are you going to see a redesigned Fortuner? Not until you have a redesigned Hilux. And that won't be for 2 to 3 more years. Price prediction for GR Corolla. $37,500. That might be way too high. But I'm going to say $37,500. Do you think Renault and CVTs ruin Nissan and Infiniti? I don't know how much Renault has ruined them, but I definitely agree that CVTs do nothing for them. CVTs and their bargain cars are perfectly fine. I drove the Nissan Kicks this year. CVT and that is perfectly fine for a car like that, but it has no place in the Infiniti lineup, and that's unacceptable to me. Unacceptable. Heck, I'd even mind the CVT too much in the Nissan Rogue. And most of the time CVTs are, you know, they have no soul to them, right? As long as you're not pushing it close to the threshold, the engine's threshold, CVT just blends and melts into the background. You don't even know it's there. So it really depends on the car. But most of the time, every single time, I would prefer a normal gearbox, 6-speed, 8-speed, whatever, over a CVT. I think they only have a place in budget cars, but my opinion. And Nissan's realizing that they're getting away from it with the new Pathfinder and the new QX60. When will you get the MDX Type S? Well, I'm not getting one, but I will be driving one. At I'm not getting one for review. I'm going somewhere to review it. Does that make sense? So I can't tell you when that'll be. Just know that it's soon. I'll say it's soon. Corolla is going to be about $45,000 once they come out. We'll see. Kirk, when will I see the Corolla Cross Hybrid in US? Probably by... Oh gosh. That is actually really hard to say. So the Corolla Cross Hybrid in Europe is like a Lexus UX, or what the Lexus UX should be. They've updated the Lexus UX Hybrid's 2-liter for that vehicle, and it has more power. Go figure. Than the Lexus variant, and it's bigger, and it has better technology. It has a fully digital MID behind the steering wheel. It has the new Toyota interface, which is on the Tundra and the Lexus NX. So yeah, the Corolla Cross is amazing already in Europe. It's not treated the same here. It's a totally different market. Here in America, it's an entry-level crossover for the brand. And the hybrid, I would love to see it, but think they're going to wait as long as possible before they give us a Corolla Cross Hybrid. I know it's coming, 100% know it's coming. I just don't know when. So we could be another 2 years out. Dealerships overseas can't keep the GR Yaris in stock. Yep, this is 100% true. No one can keep it in stock, and Toyota has ramped up production. They sold a lot more than they thought they were going to. Or should I say the demand is much higher than they thought it was going to be. Toyota customers don't care about software. What? Do you think the Camry will ever have GR trim? No. I don't think so. They gave it a TRD trim, so you have that going for you. Will car maker... What? Oh, it's hard for me to read that. Subis also have CVT, but it's built so much better. Yeah, it's built better than Nissan's, but that's not saying much. I have faith in Infiniti. Just remember when Audi was struggling as a brand. Faith is a good thing to have, Donna. I want to have faith in Infiniti to pull it out and become a great Japanese luxury brand once again. They're capable of it. but they are not competitive right now. New QX60 helps, but after that, what else? QX55 was just a repackaging of the QX50. No, I mean, the QX50 and QX60, word is that the Skyline could be discontinued. I don't know. I don't know. So what is it? Yeah. So if you the QX50, QX60 is the infinity badge of the Nissan Skyline. If you guys didn't catch where I was going with that. Do you think Mazda will introduce rear-wheel drive inline six sedan this year? I think it's a 50-50 shot. But it's 1 o'clock, guys. I am going to peace out. Thank you so much for coming out. Thanks for a wonderful 2021. 2022 is already better. Every year for me, just life gets better. That's the way it should be, right? So thank you guys for making my life amazing. I don't know what else to say other than that, because you do. You guys help me live my dream. I wouldn't rather be doing anything else than what I'm doing. Is talk about cars, hanging out with you guys, making videos, driving cars. Yeah, cars. And while doing it, supporting my family, thanks to you. So, all right, guys. Thank you so much. Best wishes to you and your family as well for 2022. Much prosperity to everyone in your life. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.